gives me nightmares. I'm seized by flashbacks of trauma and rape, stirred by the rise to power and inauguration of the president we call our Predator-in-Chief.
It is this living nightmare that compelled us to march in Washington, D.C.
We will never accept him. A self-confessed sexual assaulter, a white nationalist, an Islamophobe, a climate change denier, an anti-Semite, and a racist is our president.
He is illegitimate, elected by less than half of the population. His agenda of
divisiveness, hate, and misogyny
is a danger to people here and everywhere.
The moment of America has arrived. We're confronted with the question of how to move forward in the face of international concern and fear. It is a question of
who we are.
What is America? What kind of country do we want this to be? What values and principles do we hold and cherish?
We march so that women have access to quality health care, affordable birth control, and the right to an abortion. For every woman who has been raped, beaten, harassed, sold, or unvalued.
We march for Standing Rock, fighting to protect their water, their traditions, and sovereignty over their land.
We march
so that Black, Brown, LGBT, Latina, Asian, Muslim, and disabled women's voices and concerns are front and center.
We march
for transgender sisters whose right to occupy public space is being denied. We march because while they're being painted as potential sexual assaulters, the toxic rape culture in college campuses goes unpunished.
We march to remember every woman who has been shot by the police, every woman who has been grabbed, hurt, or abused at her workplace, every woman threatened with deportation or surveillance by people screaming for a wall. We march
so that men and women who were incarcerated after years of being abused and impoverished are seen and cared for and lifted, rather than being punished and abused even more.
We march with our sisters throughout the world who are on the devastating end of neoliberal policies that wreak havoc on their safety, against U.S. imperialist aggression and interventions that have led to the maiming, murdering, raping, and destruction of millions of women's lives across the world.
We marched against a system of morbid inequality of wealth where 8 men own as much wealth as 3.6 billion people.
We marched to turn our fear and sorrow and shame into power and imagination, and to find a new language for these times, built on a deeper understanding of radical listening, humility, and empathy.
We march for strength in these coming years, and for the ability to survive in a culture that denies women their humanity and refuses to recognize their achievements and all the ways they serve and lead selflessly.
We march to be brave, to become willing to put our bodies on the line for any injustices the new administration devises. And we are finding our courage in the escalating
renaissance of resistance
that was catalyzed the day Donald Trump was elected and is wild throughout this country and the world.
We march to sow more seeds and to invite every woman into that renaissance, and to take the energy of this march and use it to set fires of resistance everywhere.
We march today so that the next generation of girls doesn't wake up with poisonous nightmares, but with radiant dreams.